Just want to take a quick second to all of you guys who've been subscribing to the channel over the past couple of days. It does mean a lot. We've been uploading 2 to 3 videos for almost the last year straight on this channel covering esports and gaming news. So a quick thank you to all of you guys who've been doing so and keep on leaving comments. It does mean the world to us. Now, also a big thing out there, a much more important topic though, is the ongoing lawsuit between OpTic Hecz and Scump and Activision Blizzard. Something we've broken down a couple of times on this channel at length, by the way. In case you guys want to check out our last video on this, we went over all of the key points of that lawsuit. We might have a future video going over page by page of all 44 pages if you guys actually want that, but a lot of people understand the clear picture that Hecz and Scump are suing Activision Blizzard and Call of Duty for holding a monopoly on Call of Duty and the Call of Duty competition or competitive market. It's pretty big, it's pretty bold. Now, most importantly though, for this video, we have a response from Activision, which would personally have me very scared. As according to Charlie Intel, they have made this statement. Mr. Rodriguez, aka OpTic Hecz, and Mr. Abner, aka Scump, demanded that Activision pay them tens of millions of dollars to avoid this meritless litigation, and when their demands were not met, they filed. We will strongly defend against these claims which have no basis, and in fact or in law, we are disappointed that these members of the esports community would bring this suit, which is disruptive to team owners, players, fans, and partners who invested so much time and energy into the Call of Duty League's success. And a lot of people focusing on that last line, Call of Duty League success, because a lot of people would not paint the picture of CDL as a success. To be quite frank with all of you, I don't think anyone is really holding it back at this point. When you have teams paying $25+ million just to be able to play the game of Call of Duty and then have to pay to field a team in Call of Duty, and now we're down to just 12 teams in Call of Duty, and you make these 12 teams change their brand names in Call of Duty, and there's no real fandom or brands to mostly attach to half the time unless it's, you know, your FaZe, your OpTics, or your really good teams in Call of Duty. I think a lot of people have found out that they don't like a franchise system, myself included. And that's also become a lot easier to say over the last few years with Call of Duty League success. Maybe I'm biased. What do you guys think? Would you say CDL has been a success so far? The other part that I focused on is the fact that Activision Blizzard said they are strongly going to fight Hector Rodriguez and Scump. I'll be honest, if I was them, I mean, obviously going into this, you got to know the beast you're going up against, but I would be terrified. I would be utterly terrified. For a third point that a lot of people are also harping on or focusing on, and one that I don't necessarily agree with, but this is just my own personal beliefs, all right? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. As usual, we like to, chip it up around here and talk different points, but people also curious because it is just Hecz and Scump, and I'm going to wrap in OpTic with them, but it's no other CDL teams. It was later confirmed going through this. If it was first reported, maybe other CDL team owners. It's just them alone versus Activision Blizzard in all of Call of Duty. And some people out there saying, dang, would have loved to have some other teams come up and support this. And I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that if I was other teams. When I think of any team out there that actually has any proper leverage or financial economic loss due to partaking in CDL, I would think of OpTic. And then other than that, I don't know if these other teams have lost out on much by partaking in CDL, right? They don't have as much going for them as OpTic does with Call of Duty. What do you guys think when I say that? Like, when I think of OpTic Gaming, I think of Scump and all of these big names, and now the big watch party and a potential loss of revenue for some big sponsorships around their actual content they do with the league compared to most other teams who have no brand and have no presence to even sell against to begin with. And so what they're trying to argue, these monopolistic tendencies of the league around Call of Duty competitions, is they have economic hardship and financial loss due to even partaking in the league because the league is so heavily restricted them from making money by any other means possible. Something that other players like Octane have already attested to, like them as players when they signed into the CDL, it was almost, according to Octane, worthless to pursue other sponsorship or brand opportunities because CDL would shut them down. That is part of OpTic's argument. And if any team out there has the leverage to say, hey, we lost out on money by partaking in this league, I would think it would be OpTic and not other teams. Not to mention, who wants to face Activision Blizzard in a lawsuit? Like, to what end, right? I don't blame the other teams, and maybe I'm stupid for saying that. I am obviously rooting for Hecz and Scump, but I cannot sit here and blame other teams for not wanting to fight a multi-billion-dollar company where they don't see a means to an end. Like, I can't blame them for that. That's a very scary thing to want to put yourself into and potentially put yourself out of business trying to fight. And very lastly, we do have a response out there from Hecz and Scump. It's what you would also expect. It's nothing too crazy. It was kind of a slow day, actually. We had this whole lawsuit break out, and this clip wasn't like necessarily a banger for some reason, but also because it's a bit of a non-response, as everyone is going to be doing. They have nothing to say at this point in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OpTic Scump watch party. I know that there are a lot of questions that you guys want answers for, but at the moment, Seth and I have nothing to say, as usual, and it has been since 2005. We're going to focus on Call of Duty and esports and trying to continue to grow the space as we have for over a decade. So, with that said, we have the usual suspects. We have my man Money Biscuit in the end with the White Sox hat, the better baseball team in Chicago. We have my man Zinni looking as fly as ever.
Whoa. Call him the right name.
Method Z?
That's Method Z.
Method Z. That's right.
Scumps and Method Z.
Scumps and Method Z. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, like Hector said, elephant in the room. Don't want to talk about it. We're going to keep this... we're going to keep it about Call of Duty today, man. We're going to keep it about COD.
And I don't know, man. It's just, this is... I feel like for some reason I'm still so shocked by the entire situation. It's like we're back in peak esports 2018 to 2020 where these crazy lawsuits and stories are being thrown around, and just realizing in the moment how big this is. To see on a piece of paper Hecz and Scump versus Activision Blizzard in a lawsuit that is for tens of, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, can we just sit back and realize these are crazy times? And I will keep you all posted. We will have a lot of opinions, a lot of talking points on this channel. I hope you guys can follow along. But as of right now, Activision has responded. Scump and Hecz have responded. We're at a bit of a stalemate, and we'll see how CDL continues to operate with OpTic inside of it until this suit maybe goes to court, or if it goes to settlement, we wait and see. What do you guys think is going to happen? How you feeling? Hope you guys are all taking care of yourselves. All right, drink up, water, coffee, buffed, code LUCKY down below. As always, we love them. And we love you guys too. Thanks for all watching. We'll see you back here soon. Take care.